What's up, Cougar fans? Jake Brandon here with the CougConnect podcast, asking you to hit the like and the subscribe on your way in. And tonight we are joined by a literal superhero, or at least someone who has like a literal superhero poster of him out there flying through the air. And that is, of course, our captain, Tanner Wall. Tanner, how you doing tonight, man?
So good, Jake. So excited to be here with you on the pod.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to be on before, but stoked that I'm finally able to
Finally,
do
we
it.
made it work, dude.
I know. Huge week, so perfect timing.
It is the perfect time to come on. And I want to for sure talk about this week. And
Yeah,
I think it's one of the biggest weeks in program history.
no doubt.
And
I mean, I was telling someone today, other than maybe the 84 national championship, like maybe Cotton Bowl in 96, like this is probably the most important game we've played since then.
yeah, and I feel like last season felt a little bit like 2001, where we got like right to the finish line and then didn't get to have really the postseason opportunities we wanted to.
Right.
But now, like, we're here, like our own destinies before us. Everything's like lies in front of us. Like, how does that feel as a player?
Dude, it's so exciting. Like, we've been working so hard for this, and you know, us seniors, like, to have it build up to this for, you know, our final games as, you know, BYU players, like, it's epic. Like, there's nothing more we could have hoped for. And you know, this next game, like, we win, we get a ring. Like, you win, you get a ring. Like, there's no more like stay focused on the game. It's like, hey, you win this game, that's a championship ring. Like, dude, not a lot of people can say that, you know?
No, that's a huge opportunity. And I feel like since your tenure at BYU, stuff has changed so dramatically.
Absolutely.
To be in this spot as a senior is really, really cool. Kind of tell us like all the different changes you've been through with your time at BYU.
Yeah. Well, I think even to preface that too, just some appreciation has to be given to the guys who were seniors, who were upperclassmen when I was a freshman and a sophomore, right? Like, I didn't quite understand why after my freshman season when I redshirted, when we won 10 games and we were going to the Independence Bowl, I didn't understand why all the seniors were ticked, right? Like, why they were so frustrated. But like those years of independence, like, you had to play a perfect season, and even then nothing was guaranteed.
Yeah.
And so, like, I remember after the first loss of that season, I was like, dude, these guys are like so distraught. Like, I didn't really understand, but now looking back, like, I get it. I understand why that was, you know, such a big moment. And so those guys, they laid the groundwork, and through independence, you know, they did such a great job building a lot of momentum and national attention too towards BYU. Like, during COVID, like the COVID season 2020, that was huge for BYU athletics, especially for BYU football. You know, Zach Wilson, obviously super prominent, our quarterback, you know, top draft pick. But like that momentum carried over, and then we, you know, come into the Big 12, and we're in the Big 12 championship, our third year in the conference. You know, I saw something today. Texas Tech's been in the conference 20 something years.
26,
and this
something like
is
that?
This their first
appearance in a Big 12 title game.
So
it's hard.
Yeah, it's not easy to get there, especially now in a conference of 16 teams.
Dude, look at Utah, who was in the Pac-12 for 14 years. I don't know, 12 years, something like that. And they've had 2-3 appearances, I don't know, in it. And they were good. Like, they had good years.
Good. Yeah, good
29
team.
years.
29 years is their first appearance in the Big 12 title game.
Year 3 for the Cougs.
Year 3 for the Cougs, man.
Yeah.
And I think both these teams are really, their program's really committed to football. Like,
absolutely.
NIL-wise, coaching staff-wise, just resources-wise, like, they're committed to it, and so it's cool to see them at the top. And I also think they have two really passionate fan bases who just want their teams to be good, and both the fan bases deserve it too.
Yeah, and like Kalani loves their coach.
Yeah,
got a lot of respect for their coach. Like, and the way that he runs things over there. Like, I think from a national media standpoint, people have a tendency to be like, oh, like, they're successful because they just bought their whole roster, like most expensive roster in college football.
A lot of teams try that.
And it doesn't work.
No.
Right? Like, there's a lot of culture that's gone into that team and their success. And you see that on the field, right? You see the way they play.
Yeah.
You see the way, you know, their coach interacts with the players and players interact with the media. Like, they're a solid program who are coached by, you know, a great man. And you can tell how being led by someone like a Kalani Sitake, or, you know, those coaches out there who are culture guys, how it trickles down through the whole thing.
Yeah, and I think that is the secret sauce right now. Is like, you need NIL because this is a new day and age.
You have to have it.
You have to have it, but you also need culture. Like, we could look at Florida State. who's done the portal uploading
pay for
twice,
play.
and it hasn't stuck really that well for them. You could look at Texas A&M the first round when it was something crazy, like their roster was. What are you gonna say, Kev? You got something to say?
Just
on this?
the Jimbo Fisher, Texas
Jimbo
A&M
Fisher,
was,
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
There was no lack of NIL resources there.
No.
And it didn't necessarily work out for them how they hoped. And, Kalani's getting it done. Coach McGuire is getting it done. And it's because people come in and can be successful in that culture they have. That's 100% right, man. It's everything you're saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, dude. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, going back, I kind of got us off there, but
No.
Going back to that, the question that you asked, my journey here at BYU has been very unique. It's one of those kind of cliche things that we hear sometimes, where it's like, looking back, the dots always connect, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when you're in the moment, it can be a little frustrating. And I remember as a young player being frustrated at times, because when you hold yourself to a high standard and you're a competitor, like, you want to contribute, you want to play. So when you're not able to in the way that you want to, it can be frustrating. But I feel grateful that I was humble enough to just embrace it, stick it out, just keep working as hard as I possibly could. And it's kind of like the create your own luck kind of thing, where it's like, do everything possible to get yourself to a position where it's like, okay, we can't keep him off the field anymore. So as a redshirt freshman. So my first season, 2021, came in, was like, one of the last wide receivers on the depth chart.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a guy who Fessy had recruited, right? I was kind of an inherited PWO, because when I was offered, it was Coach Steve Clark at the time. During my senior year of high school, the coach that I had the relationship with, I was being recruited by, was Ben Cahoon. And so after that 2017 season, though, we cleaned house, right? The whole staff was gone except for Steve Clark. Steve Clark was still here. He remembered me from, high school camps, was like, hey, I know you were the MVP of the wide receivers at summer camp, watched your senior year film. Like, I want to offer you as a preferred walk-on. Like, we have a spot for you to come play here. Whoever we hire as our wide receivers coach, I'll be sure to intro you to him and make sure that is honored. As a coach who's coming in and like to inherit all that, and from a roster management perspective, there's no place in the country harder to manage incoming, outgoing, all of that than BYU. Like, there's a science to it. And so, Coach Fessy, obviously I wasn't his guy at first, but he'll tell you today, and he would, that I very quickly became his guy.
Right.
It took me a minute to kind of build that trust, and you got to make some plays and show, hey, like, this guy has potential. Like, he could actually impact, the success of this team. But that first season, 2021, ended up playing in 4 games on special teams. And then they were like, hey, we want to redshirt you. So I was like, hey, that's a good sign. Like, if they want to redshirt,
they're investing in you.
Yeah, exactly. The first snap I ever played was because Puka Nacua was like, hey, he was tired and he was supposed to be on punt return. And he was like, hey, T-Wall, will you get me? I'm like, heck yeah, dude. It's Boise State, 2021. And I was like, let's freaking go, dude. Strap the helmet on. Like, I got you, Puka. If you ever need me to get you again, like, just tell me. So it kind of, turned into a thing like that. But just kept grinding, kept working. That was a very talented wide receiver room. Like, you think of the dudes we had in that room. We had, Gunner, Romney, Neil Powell, Braden Cosper, Puka, Sampson. Like, we had some dudes in that room.
And you had just had Dax go to the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, that was a deep room that had a lot of production the last year too.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, being the preferred walk-on, like, it's gonna be hard to crack that rotation. Like, you got to show a lot to show that you deserve that and that you've earned that. And so even through the next year, like in spring ball, felt like I didn't climb the depth chart very much.
Right.
So coming into the next season, I played in all 13 games on special teams. I think there was only one other player on our team who took more special team snaps than I did. I think it was Talmadge Gunther, who, by the way, huge mentor to me. Like, that guy, like a father, big brother type figure for me.
Great dude.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just salt of the earth, the best of the best. One of the best teammates I've had my entire life, no doubt. And so after that 2022 season, towards the tail end of that season was when, we're talking with Kalani, And some of the other coaches involved who were like running Scout-O, who were defensive coaches, right? Like Gavin Fowler and some of these guys were like, dude, like we think you could play safety. Like you track the ball well. We see you make tackles on special teams. Like obviously you played safety in high school. So like this could be a good move for you, like if you're open to it.
Right.
And like I was stoked about it. Like I was like, yeah, I think this could be a really good move for me. And obviously prayed a lot about it, felt good about it, talked to Kalani and he felt really good about it.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, you know, we pulled the trigger and did that. And the timing of it was perfect because right when I switched over was right when Jay Hill came in.
Yeah.
So obviously I don't have any
a coach
snaps
who loves safeties, by the way.
Yeah, I don't have any snaps under my belt, but I'm learning the scheme alongside all the other guys. So I felt like I was almost on even ground, right? It's like, okay, these guys, like, they have experience, they've played, you know, they have snaps under the belt, but, you know, from the cerebral player that I am, football IQ, like I can at least show that I can learn the system and know what to do. And then from there can kind of, you know, figure it out and show my athleticism. And so quickly started to happen. You know, that 2023 off season was good. First year in the Big 12. Next thing you know, there's a couple injuries and I'm starting.
Yeah. Was it in the Texas Tech game, or sorry, the Texas TCU game on the road? Was that your first start with Crew? Crew's first start?
That
maybe not. Or maybe someone get hurt in that game and you became a star?
So if I remember correctly, so the first game I played like significant snaps in was Arkansas because Crew got a concussion like first drive of the game.
I remember this.
Next thing you know, I play like the next 70 snaps. Like I'm in there. That was a huge road win for us.
Big
like,
time.
That was one of the coolest environments I've ever played in. Like SEC stadium, just packed, super loud, and we got like you can see the blue in the stadium. I always love when like the stadium we're playing in, like their colors are very opposite of ours because you can see the blue stand out a lot. So many BYU fans there, which is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And, you know, we win that game. Eddie Heckard with, you know, the strip sack. Like Eddie had a massive game that game. And so, you know, we come home, we start prepping for the next week. And like I'm starting in our Big 12 opener against Kansas on the road.
Oh, dude, I was at that game too.
And that's a tough offense. Like those dudes have more shifts and motions and weird formations and crazy stuff.
And their quarterback can hurt you in so many ways.
Yeah. So me and Ethan Slade are out there.
Oh, bro.
And like
a dog too.
Honestly, like kind of like chickens with their heads cut off. Like trying to get lined up, trying to get all the checks set. So many empty set formations, weird end over stuff. Like that offense was nuts. And like, to be completely honest, like I don't think either of us played great in that game. Now, is it a game we should have won? Probably. Like, I think we had a fumble 6 and a pick 6.
Yeah,
like, weird
was it
game.
First play of the game, offensive play of the game, or first drive? It was early in the game.
Yeah. So, kind of a tough loss for us on the road. Then we come home to play Cincinnati. Right, first home Big 12 game. Starting. I'm like, dude, this is incredible. Like,
dude, what is that like? You're at home starting in a Big 12 game. Tell us like what that's like.
Dude, like I remember just stopping to think about it on the bus on the way over and just being like I've dreamed about this and hoped for this like my whole life.
Yeah.
You know? And like so much blood, sweat, and tears, so much sacrifice, hard work has gone into this. Like, just enjoy it. Like, have fun, play loose. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just like go out there and do your thing. And that was like up to that point, like that was definitely the best game of my career, like that I had played. I remember like I graded out super well, was a champion that week from our defensive grading, how we do that. And you know, we won that game against a good Cincinnati team. They ran the quarterback a ton that game. So, you know,
you had to fill a lot.
Had to make a lot of tackles on the quarterback in the run game. And then after that game, for whatever reason, like my arm was just killing me. Like it hurt so bad. It was like such a bizarre thing too, because like I am not one to ever like admit that I'm hurt in my head. I'm like, just find a way. Like you're fine. And so I was passing all the strength tests, like lifting. We had a bye week right after that. And so was still practicing, doing all this stuff. And so like after like a full week, they were like, okay, we should probably go get some imaging and just like make sure. Because like something's going on here that we can't figure out. Come to find out, I torn my bicep tendon.
Oh.
And like,
you think it was a tackle? Or do you know what play it was?
So there was a tackle in the Kansas game the week before on a tight end, like where he was in open space, where I just took a knee straight to that. And then there were a couple tackles in the Cincinnati game that I feel like I took a helmet or something, but there's not like a specific play where I was like, oh, I felt my arm pop or something weird like that.
I completely tore my plantar fascia, like a bad tear in a game, and I didn't know till the next morning. Because like you're in that game, you're so focused, your adrenaline's going.
Exactly.
And I couldn't tell you when it tore in that game. I couldn't tell you. I just know I woke up in the morning and my toes were all curled and I couldn't stand on my foot. Like, so I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, totally.
Yeah. So when you're in the heat of the moment, you just, when the bolts are live, you're just going, you know, you just find a way. And so, but that was weird because like next thing you know, I'm meeting with the doctors and they're like the only way to fix this is surgery. And like tendon injuries, if you've ever had a tendon injury, suck.
Yeah.
6 months plus recovery. And so now I'm like, well, I've been dealing with this thing for 2 weeks now. Like, can I just like squeeze another game or two on it? Like, can we delay the surgery? And they're like, well, the longer we wait, like the less elastic the tendon is, because it's like constantly under tension. So once it tears, it's just like sitting here scarring up. They're like, dude, we got to do this ASAP. No. And so that was a tough pill to swallow, right? It felt like I'd climbed the mountain. I'm like, dude, I had actually just gotten to where I had hoped to be.
Starting.
And I'm still a walk-on. And I'm like, dude, like, that's a season-ending injury.
Yeah.
I don't know how many reps I'll even be able to take in spring ball. So, like, this is...
What happens now?
Yeah. Like, what now? And so, you know, that was a tough time for sure. And, you know, as any athlete who's had injuries... You ask yourself the questions of like why'd this happen to me? Like that's a common question you're going through in your head. And my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, who's amazing, and she helped me kind of shift the question to the, okay, what does God need me to learn from this? Like what can I develop from this? And that was huge for me, like that mindset of just, okay, well, I can still improve in my football IQ, can watch as much film as I possibly can. Like, what edge can I gain right now while other people are still playing, right?
Right.
And that made a huge difference, right? Coming into the 2024 season, through the off season, earned the starting job still as a walk-on. Was an alternate captain, so you know, one of the leaders on our team, and that, you know, started all 13 games at free safety. And like that was a great season for us.
Dude, I interrupt you. I want to hype up your football IQ real quick. We've had Trey in here a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like, and we've talked about different things, and he's like, dude, it's so frustrating. Sometimes Jay will like pull up a clip, Coach Hill will pull up a clip and be like, all right, if you get this kind of look, what kind of things could they possibly run on this? And he's like, me and Kavea, and like people look around like, well, Coach, they could probably run anything like this. And he's like, yeah, but Tanner will be like, yeah, Coach, I would be looking for this and this and this. And he's like, yeah, that's exactly right. This, and this. And he like rolls the play and it does the very first thing Tanner said. Like it's the very first play Tanner says. And he's like, dude, like, I don't think Coach Hill's cheating and like giving him the plays before, but sometimes it feels like that. Yeah. Right. So you feel like that year in 2023 really beefed up that edge for you that you have in that regard?
For sure. I mean, and that was definitely part of it. I think just being able to spend that much time close to Coach Hill and watching film with him and how he sees the game. It's kind of funny. It's like, I feel like I have like a photographic memory. So it's almost like a pattern recognition thing.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of fun. Like that's one of the reasons why I love football. It's like this challenge for me where it's like, I study everything throughout the week, and then it's like the test is on Saturday. It's like, okay, how well can I recognize that and react and you know, impact the game? It's a lot of fun because I'm kind of a perfectionist, so like I immediately know, like there's so much self feedback that comes into that. I was like, okay, I should have known that before that play that was going to happen. I'm like, okay, next time I gotta, you know, be on that. And Jay's the same way. And Jay as a player, and he talks about it all the time. It's kind of funny. He's like, if I played now, like I would be ridiculously good, even being a mediocre athlete, just because I understand the game so well. Like, if you can dominate the mental portion of it when you're out there, the game just seems so slow. It's just like effortless flow state, and you just go, and it's fun.
Dude, yeah. When I coached for a long time, I was an O-lineman, so I understood pass pro, run blocking really, really well. I was a run game coordinator for a long time. Really good at that. Like, I know where our angles are going to be, all this stuff to help our O-line, easy blocks and combo up, all that. And then I started working with Brandon Condi, who was a BYU tight end, played in the NFL, and he was passing game guy, and he was our OC, and he started just teaching me like different things and stuff. And it gets to a level where it's like there's only so many things they can do, right? Really.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of a few crazy wrinkles or things, but 99% of the time, there's only so many things they can do. So like you can go pre-snap, like look at coverages, and like I don't know how many times I like turned to the guy like up in the booth on my headset. I was on the field all the time. I was like, this is a touchdown. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like that pattern recognition.
Absolutely.
Everything, like where the leverages are of the players or like different things like that. So football gets really fun at that level.
It's true. And that's why I think the college game, like the jump from high school to college, is cool because you don't spend as much time on the field practicing. You spend way more time in the film room reviewing, right? Because like obviously your body, like there's a certain limit you can't push it past, and you got to be able to recover and maintain your health. But you could push the mind a lot, and the fatigue on the mind is easy. I would say it's easier to manage.
Yeah, and I feel like you want to build up the strength of your muscles, like there's all that build up and recovery, It's like your mind wants to learn. Like it's just so hungry to learn that recovery is just so much faster. Like the next day, it's like, let's do it again. Let's do more study. Let's do that. Where like your body, like I need 24 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes more to rest. And then, but your mind, dude, it's just so elastic. I don't know. Its recovery is just so great. Yeah. It's like primed to just learn as much as we can. It's so cool.
Yeah. I love it. It's it gets overlooked so much. Like, throughout the off season, that's one of the things I tried to harp on the most, like with some of our younger players. It's like, there's a marginal benefit to anything you do as extra work.
Yeah.
Whether it's footwork, whether you think it's extra lifting, mobility, film, like there's so many things that a lot of guys, like 80% of guys will be like, okay, let's do more footwork and lift.
Right.
Whereas I could spend the same time watching film and probably get a greater return on my time.
Yeah.
And so it's been cool to kind of help them understand that. And it takes a minute for them to really believe it.
Yeah.
Because the easy thing after workouts to be like, oh, like let's throw the cleats on and do footwork.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we just ran for an hour and lifted for an hour. Like your body is good.
Yeah.
Like, let's go work on this.
Yeah, dude. And it's cool. Like when I was coaching, went to the High School Football Hall of Fame, right? One of the guest speakers one year was Daniel Sorensen. And it was right when he was, Dirty Dan on the Chiefs. Like he was kind of in his big moment in the pros. And he said, the biggest difference, the biggest jump I made from college to the NFL is watching film with my position coach. He says, oh, you have a false step. He's like, I have a false step? He's like, yeah, you have a rock step or a false step when you break on a route. He says, if we can eliminate that false step, you're going to be, a fraction faster and you're going to be all over this. And he's like, oh, but it happened in the film room.
Yeah.
Right. And then it was out there just again and again, like putting that into place. But he said, if I had not done extra film study with my coach who recognized I had a wasted step out of my break on routes and things, I never would have been able to be the player that I was.
Yeah.
Right. And like, how many times do you think he watched film in high school and college and it missed it? And his pro coach is like, dude, we're going to eliminate this little stutter step and you're going to be, I don't even know, a quarter of a second faster, but that's all that matters.
More PBUs, more interceptions. Yeah.
And then he just takes off and does his thing. But and he had to put it into place on the field, like to eliminate it, right? It's hard to eliminate those things, especially in O-linemen. All our steps are counted to the T. So I understand that, but like it wouldn't have been discovered if he hadn't been just diving into the film at a very deep level and getting other people with him.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you get to a certain level in any sport, but football specifically, and, across the board, the athletes are good. Like you have to find such small, nuanced things in order to gain an edge.
Yeah.
And that's one of the cool things about Kalani's culture too at BYU is there's these competitive advantages that we focus on that as we double down on, like you see them make a difference.
Yeah.
Like the 8+ hours of sleep thing, like from a recovery standpoint, massive. Like that's huge. If you put in 30 minutes to an hour of extra film study on your own, do it throughout the week, by the time you get to game day, that's like 6 hours of film.
Right.
Like that pays off in the game when you're only going to play 40 snaps. But it's like, oh, I've watched 600 extra snaps, but I'm only going to play 40.
Right.
They're going to help me in some way or another to react and make a play.
Okay, dude. Last kind of thing here before we wrap this. I mean, first of all, just so everyone knows, Tanner was also ice cold in high school. Had a bunch of accolades as well. Dude, I'll let you shout him out. But I heard about this from a mutual friend we have who just has hyped you up from the moment you got here. But tell us about some of your accolades in high school before we move on to this, because I know there's some cool ones.
Yeah, I mean, I played two ways.
Yeah.
Return punch, return kicks, like never came off the field ever. In Arlington County, pretty sure I'm the only athlete to ever be named the both offensive and defensive player of the year. Was the male athlete of the year in Arlington County for not only football but for baseball as well. So I was two-sport, played football and baseball. I was probably a better baseball player, for being honest. Yeah,
really.
I'd played baseball my whole life. My whole life I thought I was going to play college baseball. My 9th grade year, I started playing football for the first time. I'm like, dude, I love this. This game's so fun.
Dude, what position in baseball did you play?
So growing up, I was a catcher. So I played catcher for a long time. When I was 10, we won the Virginia State tournament.
Yeah.
And I was the state MVP as a catcher, as a 10-year-old. And I was like, dude, like I'm gonna play college ball. Like I'm gonna go play in the MLB. Like I had the dream. And then when I got to high school, played some middle infield, mostly second base, but then transitioned to play center field. So
dude, that's what I was wondering, dude, because your ability to run under those balls at safeties, like you probably got a zillion reps of that.
Oh yeah,
playing baseball,
tracking a fly ball, and like tracking a ball out of the post, same thing,
dude. Right?
So similar. Obviously the high point thing, like going up and getting it, is comes more from football, but understanding the angles of how to get there, I would attribute a lot of that to baseball. So
some of these picks you've had. Kev, you have a comment real quick or question? No,
just I would have bet that he played center fielder.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
I would have bet a lot of money that he played in the outfield. So,
like, we go to all these picks you've had, and we were talking before that you've had 7, right? Picks at BYU. And that we were talking about the Arizona one was one of the coolest ones. And I feel like that is kind of a center field play. Like, not necessarily like a pop fly, but if you got a line
like
drive.
a liner in the gap.
Yeah. And like you just close on that
just gotta
sucker.
Go get it. Yeah.
Do you feel like that's similar?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. Like very similar. You kind of have that clock in your head when you're going. And your spatial awareness has to be there too. Cause that was like a toe tap on the sideline. It was like, I got to get a foot down to stay in here. But
not run into a wall.
Exactly, yeah. But coming out of center field, like those balls in the gap, like you got to know where the guys to the left or to the right of you are. If you're gonna lay out, to catch a ball. I that was one of my favorite things about playing high school baseball. Just having that mindset, like, oh, nothing's dropping. Like I'm gonna sell out to keep everything in front of me, but also like to try to let nothing drop. So had some fun diving catches. Probably the craziest was against McLean, which is actually where Jackson Payne went.
Okay.
Had a crazy diving, like circus catch where it was like, how on earth did he come up with the ball there? But super fun.
Dude, that's cool. Okay, so final thoughts on this big game. We talked about how big it is for both fan bases and for everybody involved. What's your kind of thought? What's the prep been like? What's the attitude like? Kind of the last thing we'll talk about here before we go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive game, and we're excited for it. The crazy thing is it's a rematch, right?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't happen too often where you get to a championship game and it's a rematch.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of the way the cards were and how the seasons went for both of us. Had one conference loss, ours to them, obviously their place, and theirs to ASU.
Mm-hmm.
And so here we are meeting back in the Big 12 championship. And we've already studied the last game, right? The last matchup a lot. And from a defense perspective, like we played pretty solid in that game.
Yeah, you did.
There's probably 4 or 5 plays where we execute a little better and it's an even better performance.
Mm-hmm.
But we're stoked to go play this game. And we know for a fact going into this game that the game will be decided on who wins the turnover margin. Like I would put money on that right now. Like,
yeah, because you got 2 great teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Last time we went down to their place, I don't know that the score truly reflected how well we played, but we lost turnover margin 0-3. And
tough to win any game.
Yeah, no. If you're even -1 in turnover margin,
yeah,
like you're going to have a way higher likelihood of losing. So that's going to be the focus: causing turnovers and taking care of the ball.
Right.
They got a great defense.
Mm-hmm.
They get a lot of turnovers. They cause a lot of turnovers. Great pass rushers. Now, our identity is taking care of the ball. Like we've had 9 games this year where we didn't turn it over.
Right.
0 turnovers.
Right.
So we're capable of doing it.
Yeah.
We just got to execute, right? Yeah. And that comes down to everyone who touches the ball's got to protect it with their life. I know Bear is going to play a great game.
Yeah.
Kid's a gamer. I freaking love the kid. Like no one else I'd rather be behind right in a moment like this. Like he's just a gamer. And it's going to be a sweet matchup. Like, dude, I can't wait.
I'm pumped. We're heading down. We're gonna road trip this sucker. The Brandon brothers, man.
Let's go.
It'll be fun. Much needed time together, but I wouldn't miss it, man. I'm very excited about it. I'm very confident we're gonna play incredibly well, rep Cougar Nation well, and I wouldn't be investing the money and the time if I wasn't, feeling really good about our odds in this one. So
let's go.
I'm excited, man. So
yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
Do you have any final thoughts, shout outs, anything before we break here?
No, just super grateful for my entire, experience as a BYU athlete.
Yeah.
It's different definitely for those of us who are fans and players.
Yeah.
Right? Like I grew up a fan. I grew up a massive fan. Like, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. Like my idols growing up, like it was Tyler Hawes and Jimmer Fredette and, Taysom Hill and Austin Collie and Dennis. Like those were the guys on the posters above my bed. Like I worshiped those dudes. And like to be in that position now, like to interact with the kids and the fans and show much love, so much support and love towards them because they show so much towards us. Like I love it. And grateful for you and like the platform that you've created too with CougConnect, which is awesome. And people care about BYU sports. Like they want to know, like they want to be inside and understand like these small details and hear stories that, not everyone might be able to hear. So really grateful that, you have a cool platform that's able to provide that for them. And think more and more people should continue to support you and support CougConnect and be a part of this cool thing that you've got going. And I think it's just going to continue to grow, but just so grateful for all these amazing opportunities and couldn't be where I am without so many people who've helped me get here, right? My parents, so many coaches throughout my youth, my wife, God and Jesus Christ just blessing me and guiding and leading me. So got so much to be grateful for.
Dude, one of my priorities this season was to get you on here. And I'm glad it finally happened. I feel like Cougar Nation had to hear your story. They needed to hear it. They needed to hear it in depth. Like I love everything we have at BYU with the media and all that. But I think they need the long form version of the story. And so I'm glad we got it. And I appreciate you shouting all the things we're doing, man. Yeah. Like we're more and more, we're seeing more and more, we're making a difference with things. And it's been cool, man. So really appreciate you coming on. Dude.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. It's great to be here today.
Kev?
Quick game before he leaves.
Okay.
We're going to keep him here a minute longer. We're going to play a game. Did you know?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Did you, and Tanner, you can't answer.
Oh, I can't answer.
Wait, is this me?
Yeah.
Oh, good night. Okay,
Did you know that Tanner, okay, we'll start with an either or.
Okay.
Tanner is fluent in Spanish or Portuguese.
Oh, dude, the 2 most common mission languages.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Spanish.
You're wrong. He's actually fluent in both.
Oh, dang. How do we fluent in both?
So, did Spanish immersion.
Okay.
throughout my education growing up in Virginia, right outside of DC. I don't know if I mentioned that. And then I took 2 AP Spanish classes in high school. So AP Spanish language and then AP Spanish literature.
Muito bem.
Got 5s on both those exams. So when I graduated high school, I was like,
Spanish.
Felt really good in Spanish.
Yeah.
Didn't get my mission call to Brazil.
Dude.
I'm like, dude, this is crazy. I thought for sure I was going to go Spanish speaking.
Yeah.
Helped me learn so much faster. But super comfortable in both languages.
Yeah. Conjugations are similar.
Very similar. Now,
I taught English as a second language, and 2 of my students were from Brazil, and I think they were more interested in teaching me Portuguese at one point than them learning English. But I was like, yeah. So I know
that's awesome.
And you were a Spanish teacher for 10 years.
12.
Sorry, excuse
Spanish
me.
teacher for 12 years.
It's so fun. Yeah.
Okay, Kevin Craig, any last thoughts, questions?
Rec Tech.
Okay. Ooh. All right. Well, let's do it, man. Appreciate you coming on. Yep. Appreciate all you guys tuning in, especially if you made it here to the end. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe. And if you want to get more involved with what's going on here, go to CougConnect.com, become a subscriber. Lots of great information there, lots of access, player Q&As, insider reports, breakdowns, X's and O's. If you're a junkie for BYU sports, that's the place to be. That's all we got. And go Cougs.